name is Valerie Buchand, again trying to tell the real story in Newtown, which now you often hear the city talking about North Sarasota because they're coming off with a new name, North Sarasota, instead of just Newtown. You know, the other night I was reading and going over some papers that talks about the comprehensive plan, the CRA, and so forth, and the financial report. And I'm still studying that. I like to go back to economic development because that is something that we continue to talk about. That's something that our city continue to undermine the Newtown citizens of, and there has been no economic development. There have been paint on buildings. They've used CRA dollars, or community block grant dollars, to help bring our businesses that we have left up to par. Well, they did Land Shabazz businesses, Town Hall, Dollar Dynasty. You know, those are three or four places that come to mind. However, in the midst of doing those buildings, they still shortchanged the people. They did not bring them up to par as far as codes, because at any given time those businesses can be threatened or shut down if they so choose, because the city did not do. The citizens paid a percentage of dollars or money on whatever they were going to borrow, and I think it was 5% if I'm not mistaken. They paid their hard-earned money, and yet they were slated, they were slighted by the work that was done. And then they wanted the developer, the contractor, to do more than what the city paid them to do. So we continue to be undermined in the work that we do, because they think that we have no chance of getting, you know, anybody to stand up and say, you must be accountable for your actions. So here we are. We have businesses that were supposedly rehabbed and increased. We have buildings that really should have been named historic because they've been in our community for 75, 80 years, and yet because it was not told to them that this is a historic business, then therefore now they have to wait an additional 10 years before it can be slated historic. So here we are talking about continuing in our economic development. Now let's go back and let's review something, because it's such a buzz about Ringland School of Art. Our community means a lot to us. We were raised there, and I know that we can bring about a change in our community if only the dollars that the city continued to steal from us, if they would stop stealing from us, we could do great and wonderful things. Now let's take the property on the corner of MLK and Coconut Avenue, wherein the city recently sold to Ringland Art School for pennies, way cheaper than what they should have paid for it. It was an ordinance number 02-4387. So here we see that even the Mad Dads tried to get that property on MLK and coconut, and they were unsuccessful. Under the leadership of Carolyn Mason, who was the mayor at that time, led the motion to keep that property for the open land use of the overflow parking for recreation. And so here we are today, continue allowing people to be in one's ear to sell that was already deemed for our overflow parking. To tell us that we need the art school to have that for economic development. So the art school have done some things with Booker High School, have partnered with them in some things. But yet, there have been students from the art school, Ringland Art School, that have been throughout our community. They've helped with our garden. They have come and helped Dollar Dynasty. They did a mural on the wall for Dollar Dynasty. And some have even helped in homework. But that still does not give the Ringland Art School the right to come in and take over our community. They have been going throughout the community to convince people to sell their properties and so forth and so on. Some say Ringland Art School not in Newtown, and some say it is. But I tell you this, it depends on what application they filling out, because they include Ringland Art School, where they include MLK all the way to 41 and the 301, depending on what application they filling out. So they're a part of us when they want to get money for us. And they are not part of us when they want to be exclusive, like doing a university.